Pakistan, what is wrong with you? One crisis after another. And this time the situation is not looking good. It is looking worrisome here from the neighbor nation that we are looking at. Financial losses, political upheaval and terror attacks that clearly are hitting closer home to you now. So as 2023 begins, as our neighbor nation is staring at this harrowing economic crisis, our first episode is about what Pakistan is or what is left of it. Filling cooking gas in plastic balloons. People in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa are literally resorting to dangerous and desperate measures. This is a cash-strapped nation with mainly imported fossil fuels and an unprecedented economic crisis thereby now looming, which means it's a free fall in essential items. Imagine the emergency that the citizens are staring at. In a recent announcement, the Pakistan government has ordered markets and malls will have to be shut by 8:30 p.m. Wedding halls will have to be shut by 10 p.m. Not just that, Sharif government has also ordered all government departments to reduce electricity consumption by 30%. But that gets now worse. Half of the street lights across the country will remain on only on alternate days. The government is calling this as a symbolic gesture of a fight against climate change. Can you believe it? Imagine the nightmare with the summer season approaching and the production will be soon banned of the energy inefficient bulbs from February. There will be a ban on energy inefficient fans that starts from July. Here's what the minister Asif Khwaja had said in Pakistan.
इस पॉलिसी से इस शादी हॉल, रेस्टोरेंट्स और मार्केटों के ये अगर टाइम ऑब्जर्व हों तो 62 अरब रुपए की बचत होगी.
But there is a revolt. Traders in Lahore and Karachi, that are the two big cities of Pakistan, are refusing to comply and they have revolted. They are saying their business will be ruined and therefore many of these shops continue to stay open at least till 10:30, 11 p.m. So the level of concern of Pakistan are this. The forex reserve is worth only a month of imports according to reports. It's a 50% fall in liquid forex reserve. $1.1 billion International Monetary Fund package has been delayed. And thereby the inflation forecast for Pakistan is at 23% in 2023. The burden will be borne directly by the citizens. Basic essential item, let's say like sugar, is up from 70 to 89 Pakistan rupees. Ghee from 75 has jumped to 375 rupees per kg. Wheat or flour, 40 rupees has now jumped to 64.8 rupees. Now let's bring you some more visuals. This is what it's looking like right now. A sports stadium in Islamabad, more than 30,000 Pakistani men and women were there, present, not to watch a game that everyone has been waiting for, but to apply for a job for 1,600 police constable vacancies. And this about 30,000 people, because there's no infrastructure to arrange a classroom for as many people. A few days ago, oil stock was left for only one day, the officials have said, which means even Pakistan Railways have been impacted. It had to limit its freight operations. No money to clear liability of around 25 billion Pakistan rupees in the form of gratuity for several officers or retired employees since the past 1 year. Any nation's future is its youth. 60% of Pakistan's population is less than 30 years old. More than 31% of that youth is unemployed. And I'm not saying it. This is Pakistan Institute of Development Economics, PIDE, which has officially stated this data. But there have been some other occurrences as well that has led to this economic crisis emerging. Recent floods have caused economic losses of over 30 billion US dollars, having already rented off diplomatic properties in Washington and other areas to fill the money because there is none in the coffers. The situation is turning bad to worse. And when you're short on money, what do? You take a loan. And if that loan is unpaid, it becomes a debt and eventual death also. Pakistan's otherwise best friend China is no help this time because just 6 months ago, Pakistan's latest economic survey showed a debt of $87.7 billion from China. Pakistan owes 30% of foreign debt to China according to the IMF report. There's an outstanding loan from Asian Development Bank, World Bank, China State Administration of Foreign Exchange, which has lent Pakistan about $7 billion. What does this mean? This means that the loans extended by China to Pakistan are of short duration, but the interest rate will be high. Unpaid loans for a nation or any government means political slavery. For Pakistan's territory to now be used, or maybe already is being used, by China for its own interests, harming both Pakistan and indirectly, eventually, India. Because we stand between these two nations. These are two neighbors who cannot be trusted by India. They haven't responded to our tolerance and kindness over the past few decades. And while their nation is facing clearly an economic crisis, a harrowing one at that, Pakistan military decided to award itself an 11% increase in budget allocation. What does this mean for India? We are currently surrounded by a military dictatorship on one hand and a dictatorial communist regime on another. We'll have to be very cautious. But now even Pakistan is suffering. 2022 ended with the deadliest month for Pakistan's security personnel in over a decade because Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, which is TTP, emerged as the biggest threat to their country. Pakistan's security forces personnel lost at least 282 personnel in IED ambush, suicide attacks, raids on security posts, mostly in the Pakistan-Afghan border region. TTP, remember, has an ideological affiliation to Afghan Taliban. And therefore, when Pakistan's Interior Minister Sanaullah said they are planning to target terror hideouts of the TTP, Taliban leader Ahmad Yasir officially on social media site Twitter mocked Pakistan, sharing this 1971 surrender image to say Afghanistan is known as a graveyard of proud empires, and that Pakistan should not be messing at all with Afghanistan. Imran Khan and Shehbaz Sharif have a back and forth war of words. It has impacted government functioning. Imran Khan's announcement in December to dissolve the Punjab and KP assemblies added to political and economic upheaval in the nation. And amid all this, how can we not notice the hypocrisy of the West? United States of America, United Kingdom, Australia, and even on the other side, Saudi Arabia in December have now issued advisory asking their nationals to restrict movement in Pakistan and avoid if there is a non-essential trip. India has constantly reiterated how Pakistan has sheltered, financed and encouraged terrorism in our country. It's a Frankenstein that they created and now are unable to control. S. Jaishankar, India's External Affairs Minister, correctly pointed out also to Europe for not condemning in time the practices that had been going on for multiple decades. And look how they were once good friends, America and Pakistan, even military allies. USA has now started to give a cold shoulder to Pakistan. Islamabad accuses Washington of abandoning Pakistan. Washington accuses Islamabad of coddling terrorists and being deceptive in their policy. I will be honest here. I feel bad for the people of Pakistan. We share cultural, historic ties with what was once an undivided India. But it is their establishment that needs to be exposed and called out. Because despite India's efforts to give many chances to Pakistan, offer a hand of friendship, it has only encouraged bloody conflict in our nation. For example, Kashmir to name one and 2611 to name a few. Pakistan's disaster is a reminder also to India. Watch carefully what is unfolding. We must never, never let our nation descend into such a chaos. And I know we never will. Thank you for watching.